Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning into my very first sketchbook tour. This book dates back all the way to July of 2019. It goes up until about February 3rd, 4th-ish, so it's been a long time coming. This book was really the first one I've done since graduating from college, so it's full of a bunch of explorations and just me kind of messing around and ruining some good paper. So let's get right into it. This setup is not the greatest. I have my iPhone mounted over my drawing desk, so lighting not bueno, but this is my cover page. I put a bunch of stickers in it just because I'm a sticker fiend. In this sketchbook, I used a lot of Posca paint pens, so that's what you're seeing here. They're really colorful and vibrant. I love them so much. This is just me trying to get acclimated with them and learn how to use them. I used a bunch of washi tape, taping in my digital pieces and trying out this like weird cutout pattern for clothing. I taped in a lot of pieces of vinyl too, just because where I was working I got it for free, so I was like, heck yeah, give me the shiny foil paper. I love it. Some other things I taped in were different things I got from artists over the last couple years away at college. Also, just things to make myself happy, like swearing, and fun scrapbook paper, gotta love it. I always feel like the beginning of my sketchbooks are always just complete and utter train wrecks, like there's no direction, we're just gluing and scribbling all in that, and a lot of it turns out really neat. Other times it's just like, oh, baby, what was you doing? So this really just is fun doodles, getting the hang of my material, just playing around and having fun. I do use my sketchbooks as a journal / vent space sometimes, so some things I'm gonna cover up. I should have post-it noted them off before I recorded, but nah, it's too much work. A lot of the time, this is just vent scribble and me expressing how I feel one way or another. I like to kind of combine journaling and sketchbook into one big monstrosity. It always makes for something that's really fun to look at. Here's some things from Steven Universe, of course, one of my favorite cartoon shows ever, hands down. Gotta rep your faves. Like I said, I was on a vinyl quest to cover everything, so there's a ton of it in here, but it made for some really cool spreads. A lot of this stuff was just spur of the moment, hey, let's do this thing, and slap it in that book. And I do have a hole puncher that looks like a cow, so that was 10 out of 10, worth doing. This is another vent page. Those are some business cards from a tattoo shop I'm looking to intern with. Shout out to Suicide Kings in Michigan. This page was a lot of body dysmorphia I was going through at the time. Some of these are cut out from Game Informers and different magazines just because I thought they were really cute and would look nice. A lot of it is just things from past projects, this is a lot of Sky High stuff. Some of it was from Blackish that kind of fell into this. It's kind of just a hot mess of things I've done over the last couple of months. Some of the spreads that are a little bit more colorful and have more things going on in them were inspired by artists like Audra Auclair and Arlie Bean. Shout out to them for making some amazing work. A lot of this stuff back here is kind of just character designs on things I was thinking up and little skadoodles here and there. It's kind of like an incoherent mess of all my thoughts. Here are some gouache paintings that I've done. One is just a highlighter and marker. The little glossy photos are actually from an Instaprinter that I like to use because I can just slap references and things into stuff that I'm working on. These are all done with Posca and pencil. I tend not to use ink a lot and ink a lot of my sketches just because they never really turn out as well as I like. I've gotta work on that one a little bit. So here's some more sketches from Sky High. This one is from a comic that I've been working on for Ace and Spiro about the first day when they met as kids. This is just more venting work. This day I marked because I was actually fired from my job. So the first job I had after college, I was so distraught and upset and just freaking out, like, what am I gonna do? And then I went on to do, this was testing out some new inks. I live near a Blick. I spend a lot of my money there, and they know it because they know me now. Some things in this I didn't really like, so I've covered it with little flaps or things like that. So I just like having a sketchbook that when you look through it, it's kind of like a pop-up book almost, where it's just got that colorful 3D experience. You can touch things and all that. I know a lot of people like to use their sketchbooks as like a place to put, finalized and finished work. I've never really been that type. I always like to play around and have fun. I say that and we get into our anatomy studies. I've never been a fan of anatomy or drawing it, so having to do so is like forcing myself to sit down and concentrate. But I like how it turned out. I think for my next study section, I'm going to go a little bit more in depth with the body. Didn't really spend a whole lot of time on that, but that is a-okay. We're always here to learn. Some of this, the spreads towards the back here were kind of me trying to pick myself up after I was laid off because I didn't have income for a little bit. I was really struggling and just kind of in a weird rut. Here are a couple pages that are more pen testing, quick doodles for other pieces that I've done on my iPad. One page I did was what makes you happy. That really helped me out when I was kind of depressed and moping around, not really wanting to do a whole lot. That was just something fun, a quick sketch page. This page is a lot more studies of Spiro, going into her character, just defining like things like body shape. A lot that's changed over the years that I haven't really been able to touch on like ever. And then of course some little fun comics, just because it was a hardcore gamer day and we got destroyed. I did find this really cool bee stamp at Hobby Lobby that I kind of went nuts with on this page, just like slapping them everywhere. One of my favorite things about Poscas and just paint in general is how well it works in this book. This was a moleskin sketchbook that I either painted directly onto or painted onto watercolor and then just kind of taped that in there. But yeah, this is getting to the end of the book. I do have a couple more pages that are back here, but I was just like, you know what? Let it be. It is the piece. We are free. Time to start a new book. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't worry, I have 5 other sketchbooks to go through, so we'll see you next time.